All right, one of the questions I get asked often is if side saddle putting or face-on putting is that great, how come we don't see it on the PGA Tour? Well, I will answer that question, but at the end of the video, I will show some statistics that doesn't matter which skill level you are, even if you're in the top 1,000 best golfers in the world, it's going to be an eye-opener for a lot of people to see what is the difference in putting stats. Well, if you see them on the PGA Tour, most of them started at a very young age, and they were taught to putt that way either by their parents or the PGA Pro. And it's a little bit normal to teach what you know. Also, none of the major manufacturers make a putter designed for putting facing your target. So what you see on the PGA Tour are the best of the best in the world. But if you are a part of the first 1,000 or the top 2,000 players in the world, or a college golfer on a golf team, you have some that are very good at putting conventional way, and you have some that have a little bit of difficulty. They're still a lot better putters than the rest of us. They succeed. But if you look at the statistics on the PGAtour.com, and you will be able to see that I'm looking at the statistic for a whole season, and I provide that for the following distance: 6 feet, 7 feet, 8 feet, 9 feet, and 10 feet. Precise from those distances. Between the guy who is in first place and the one who is in 192 place, it's about 40% difference. So these are the best players in the world, but between the number one and between number 192, you still have a big difference in putting stats. And when you watch television and they say, oh, he pull and he push his putt. Well, pulling and pushing your putt from 30 feet is not a problem as long as you have the speed and the distance, because you get it close and you knock it in, and it's not a problem. But when you're between 6 and 10 or up to 15 feet and you pull and you push your putt, that's huge. That's a big mistake. You cannot afford that. Also, if you look, the one who is in 192 place is at least 20% difference with the average tour player. So now if you take the example, you're in the top 1,000 golfers in the world. Well, you have one that is statistically number one in putting, and you have one that is either in 1,000 place or tied for last place. And if you look at the number of putts they do per round for a whole season, not one tournament, but the whole season, you will see that between number one and the one who is in 192 place, it's over 2.5 putts per round. So that means that if you're in 192 place and you're teeing off on Thursday, compared to number one, you're +5, because the first 2 rounds, you're giving up 2.5 putts per round. So you're +5 compared to the other one. Now, a suggestion I will give you is, with the GP putter, because the shaft is straight up and down, when you're putting, the putter shaft always travel on your target line, meaning that your putter head is always square to your target at all times. So yeah, it takes a little bit of time to practice 30, 40, or 50 feet, the lag putts. But inside of 15 feet, it's in no time you will get it. It's simple. Now, when you look at the number of clubs that you have in your bag, you have 13 clubs for 60% of your score, and 1 club for 40. My suggestion is remove one of those 13 clubs and put 2 putters in your bag. You're used to lag putt with your putter from 30, 40 feet. Do it. But when you pull and push your putt with your putter from a short distance, it's not good. Use the GP putter. You get very good very fast with the GP putter. And one example is, when you're in a side bunker, you don't use your driver, right? You use a specialized wedge to get you out. Well, do the same thing with your putter. use a putter that will knock it in. If you're trying to beat somebody that is better at you at his game, and you've been practicing all your life and a lot of hours, and you're still struggling to beat the guy in first place, change the game. Don't always putt conventional way. Use 2 putters to beat that guy in first place. If you want to make it, think outside of the box. Look at our videos, and what we show on putting is 100% legal for any tournament in the world. The GP putter conforms to the rules. You will be able to see that later. Instead of having 31 putts per round, and the first one was 27, 28 putts per round on average the whole year, maybe you could lower your score by 1 or 2 putts per round and make it on the weekend. Same thing for college kids, same thing for everybody. Some of you will be watching this video and says it's not for me, but maybe somebody else that you know needs some help. Tell them to have an open mind and try it. It doesn't matter what it looks, it's your score that is important. Do you make it or not? Have a close look at our stacks. Thanks.